Hello. Yes, yes, yes.
We are back for
We're
season
back.
2.
Yes.
And I'm like
Yes.
nervous,
Excited.
excited. Here.
Mhm.
It's a lot. So I'm just going to get straight to the point because we are changing our format up a little bit and we're not going to be on as long as we were before, guys. So y'all got to get in or get out. um, and so tonight we have some very interesting topics that we're going to start off with, and we're starting everybody off with quick introduction and quick overlay. My name is Vivian Williams, attorney Vivian Williams. I am licensed and barred in the state of Florida. I mostly do criminal law, and I have my own firm named
Yeah. Ooh,
Vivian
ooh,
Williams
ooh, ooh.
Law. I also do trademarks, copyrights, contracts, you name it. Come on over, I got you. Um, and I have been licensed for about 5 years. This lovely, lovely lady that is my co-host was one of the beautiful judges that I was in front of. I had the opportunity to practice for how many 5 years as a public defender, and I truly
5 years.
enjoyed it. Throughout my time, though, the reason why the show was birthed and became my baby was because I kept seeing that we were so few in numbers. And as the ABA, which is the American Bar Association, says it, we are few in numbers. About 5% of all attorneys in the United States are Black. And I'll throw this flyer up for you really fast. So you'll see about 5%, guys, are Black. And I just think that's a crazy number. So I said, let's start a show. We can show Black girls, Black guys. Let's get into law. It's fun. It can be exciting. It can be a little salacious. And I love it. So I started as the LawTurner, and this lovely, lovely, lovely lady next to me is going to introduce herself and joined me as my co host. I will give her the floor, you guys.
So excited to be back. So excited to be back. I am Judge Dawn Fields. I am a real judge in former life. I retired December 30th, 2020, last year, as a sitting county judge in the state of Florida, Volusia County. I'm 14 years as a judge, 13 years as a prosecutor, 8 years as a teacher. Yes, I'm old as dirt. I graduated law school in 1993. I've been practicing law since then. I'm doing a little bit of law on the side right now just for family and friends. And so I'm not practicing as Judge Vivian is, but I'm always willing to help young people and to start their careers. The purpose of the show, once again, is to encourage people to start talking about law, especially Black women, especially minority women, to get encouraged in law. You don't have to be a lawyer. You can go to law school and do contracts. You can open your own business. You can do like the people that we're talking about today, be a media star. So welcome, welcome, welcome to all the new fans and welcome back to the old fans. So happy to be with Judge Vivian again this year.
And just quickly, that statistic that's in the background, I'm going to put it on the forefront. So, according to the American Bar Association, about 88% of all lawyers in the United States are white. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that was white males, and I just didn't put all of that in there. And then 5% are Black, only 5%. That many lawyers in the United States, there are millions and millions and millions of people in the world, and only 5% are Black. If you cut that down even tighter, 2% are women and 3% are Black men. So that's one of the biggest reasons for this show. I am very excited to have you all here. This season is going to be
On fire. On fire.
largely because we're also going to be bringing you some other attorneys, because the fourth Thursday of every month, we're going to bring you in an attorney for the round table, and we are going to have some fun. Okay.
And we're open to your suggestions. We have formats and things in our mind and plan, but we are open to your suggestion. We love the fans. We respect the fans. So we're open to hear and talk about what you want to hear and talk about. And I love this as the law turns, because it's never stagnant. We have to do continuing education and continuing courses and continuing ethics, because the law does turn and does evolve. And so
She is
job.
segueing us right into what tonight's topic is about. She had to do a lot of research for tonight's three.
A lot. A lot.
Because tonight we are talking about Karen Civil's legal woes. We're talking about Tokyo Jetz positive behavior. And quickly, before I got in, I saw this and I shot it over to her really fast. And I said, take a look at this. We are also talking about attorney Tammy Allison's rant. I guess it's not full rant. It was like 2 seconds on the Shade Room as she goes in on Tory Lanez. So tonight's going to be epic. As per usual, drop your comments. We will discuss. We will talk. We will decide guilty or not guilty or liable or not liable tonight because it's going to be some fire.
And for the older generation, me, 60, 50 plus, don't feel bad that you don't know who these people like Karen Civil and Woo and Tory and all these rappers and people. So don't feel bad. You're still here. You're still with me. I still got your back. We're still forging on. Okay. We'll learn together.
So tonight we're going to start with Karen Civil. For those who don't know who she is a media influencer who started off her career managing some media, I believe, for Lil Wayne. And in her management, she eventually built herself up to be a media influencer. And many people follow her, many people connect with her, many people attempt to connect with her. And there's been some issues with her and Jessie Woo. That's been really heavy in the news. Jessie Woo is an up-and-coming singer who has been on, I want to say Love and Hip Hop. I cannot remember, and I don't know why it just left me. It's a popular, of course, reality TV show. And apparently some things did not go as planned via the contract. So they got into some legal battles. And they've been kind of going back and forth with a little bit of shade on social media. They got the shade fingers on. And I'm gonna let Judge take the rest because she found an interesting point in it that I didn't even catch.
And I want to say, as a background, people can contract to do anything they want, anything legal that they want. So the fact that this Karen Civil and Jessie Woo has this contract for things, and the contract was broken, that's a legal battle that anyone can find themselves into, not just stars. Your neighbor, your employer, anytime you have a contract, either verbal or written, not all contracts are be written, but verbal or written. If someone breaches it or does something they're not supposed to do, you have maybe a potential cause of action. You can go to a court of law and say, settle this. She did or he did something that he was not supposed to do or was supposed to do, and therefore I've been damaged, and therefore I want to talk about it to somebody, something. The point is, well, one of my points is, I don't know who Karen Civil is or was. When I did some background research on her, she kind of created herself. She kind of became larger than life, and people followed her voluntarily. And that's one of my issues. Who are we now as a society that we can Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and become famous and popular and end up in court because you said something about me that I don't like, and you damaged my reputation on Facebook and Instagram. Anyway, I don't want Judge Vivian to show the shades on me that she does sometimes, but that's one of my issues with this whole Karen Civil. Who is she? However, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the lawsuit that she has against Jessie Woo. Apparently, she was engaged in some conduct in terms of Miss Woo. Miss Woo said something about Miss Civil that she didn't like. Miss Civil replied by filing a lawsuit, and the court kind of shut them down. But let me tell you kind of the kind of legal battle. There's a big legal term called defamation. You said something or wrote something about me that I didn't like. And more than hurt my feelings, it was not true. It defamed me. It made me look bad, either written or spoken, and I'm going to sue you about it. Is that kind of the background, Judge Vivian, about how Karen and Woo got involved in this lawsuit?
Yes. So okay. That's kind of the background. And then, I think some non-payment things may have occurred and things of that nature. So they've been in a little bit of a legal battle about these things. And I don't know where to fall on this side. It appears though the court has already made a decision for us. I did see a post about the incident from Jessie Woo's Instagram page, in which she says that the courts with her and she felt vindicated. So she posted, and I'm going to go to it while we're on here because I figured it would be just better to do it.
To fill in the gap, Jessie Wu said some things about Karen Civil that Karen didn't think was good for her business, because she's a, whatever term that you all use now, like a snake oil salesman. An influencer. We called them snake oil salesmen in my days. But anyway, an influencer. Miss Civil was an influencer. She hopped on Instagram and said, "I'm Karen Civil. Pay attention to me because I walk on water and the streets are paved with gold around my castle." Sorry. Anyway, so she sued Miss Wu because Miss Wu said something allegedly about her that was not in a favorable light, and the court sided with Miss Wu and saying that she can say these things. Your character was not defamed, and Miss Civil, we shut you down. Miss Wu was within her right to say the things that she said.
Yes, and essentially we call this motion a motion to strike. So that means that we're like, hey, we don't think this thing has validity. We don't think this suit has cause. We think it's frivolous. We like using that word. That's our $75 words, y'all. Yes, you pay.
We have many of those, like notwithstanding and something to the contrary. We have many of those $75 words, and you pay.
Yeah, no lo contendere, and people be like, yes. No continental. I know, it's funny. However, and apparently the courts decided with Jessie Wu's special motion to strike the complaint, which is granted, and also may move separately for attorney's fees. Things like that can happen. Yes, it's true. You can pay for the other side's attorney fees if you lose. And so that's what happened in this particular instance. Normally we would decide guilty or not guilty, but the courts kind of decided this one for us, and they said not guilty. Now I believe, and this is just me, if I'm not mistaken, I think that Jessie Wu may have been doing this in jest as well, and that may have been one of the arguments that her attorney made to get this thing thrown out, largely because Jessie Wu is also a part-time comedian. She does some comedic work as well. So I think that, some of this she could argue was done in jest. It wasn't meant to be intentional or malicious. And if that is the case, intent of maliciousness is one of the biggest things that courts look at when they're talking about defamation. So if she wasn't intending to be quote unquote malicious, she didn't fall within the scope. So I kind of feel like in this particular instance, I would have to agree with the courts on this one.
We were, Judge Vivian and I were talking earlier about ethics. What ethically can do or not do or should do. And through our brief conversation just pre-show, it looks like the definition of ethics is changing. I mean, ethics by definition is what you determine your moral standard is. And your moral standard is determined by what society says is okay or not okay, or your internal moral standard. We had ethics courses in law school, a semester of ethics, and we had to sit for 4 or 5 hours worth of just an ethics exam. So you sit for the Florida bar, and then you sit for an ethics exam. And the whole thing about ethics is, how should we govern ourselves as a society? What is good? What is not good? What can we say or not say? What's moral or not moral? And as the law turns, oh, did I just throw that in there? Woohoo! Hashtag. Hashtag. I got you. Get it. So as the law turns, we evolve as a society, and I don't know whether it's good or bad. And when Judge Vivian and I were talking about this show a year ago, we were saying we're the yin and the yang. We're both professional, smart, attractive, single women, but we have different generations. I'm 60-something years old, and she's 20-something years old. Anyway, so we come from different generations, different school of thoughts. And so that's why one of the reasons she picked me, because we have different perspective. We have different views of where we approach something. I don't know where we are ethically, morally, professionally, and I don't know whether I like where we are. I don't know.
And I was saying to her, it's a little shady, Judge. It's a little shady. Just a little bit. Had to throw on my glasses. Y'all like my glasses? Let me put
I
myself
love
up
the glasses.
there. I'm
Oh,
like,
I love the glasses.
this is my shade
Matching?
glasses for
Nice.
today. So, and I think that we are getting into a society that is the same. I just think it's on a bigger level because social media goes so far. There were still people who kind of self-made themselves and said, I am this person, I am the authority here, but I don't have the booking background to make it, but we still believe in them as the authority. So I think that's kind of what social media has done, and that's kind of what influences are. And like I said, the judge, there's some TV shows you don't like. There's some TV shows you think may have racist undertones. I'm throwing shade.
Oh, that's shaded.
And people still watch it, and products still reach out to those people to say, hey, I hear that you get a popular group of people, Law and Order, and
yeah.
and we're going to put our products in there, even though I think that y'all have a lot of racist undertones, but a lot of people are going to watch you, so we're going to put our products in there so that people can, and so I think that's all influencers are, and that's all that they're doing. They're making a name for themselves and a job for themselves, and ain't nothing wrong with that. But I do fault them when they get into certain thing. And Miss Sybil's been in the limelight. No shade to her. If y'all want to come at me, I guess y'all gonna have to come, because I just think that she could have done a little better here. And that takes me to the next point that we actually need to get into really fast, because we're coming to a close real quick, y'all. I know.
Oh, nice.
She basically also has an issue going on with a nonprofit that says that they contracted her to be a popular face for them to get a park, I believe, built, and a facility. And for some reason, the facility is failing me. And unfortunately, she wasn't the easiest to work with. They say she still hasn't paid them the money that she owed them. They paid her apparently a deposit and fee. She changed the name of the facility that they were going to use, and that she still, quote unquote, uses their photos in her Instagram when she goes to promote different things, and even changed the hashtag. And they're not exactly pleased about that. I didn't get a lot of information on this one because it is not a lot of news on it, in all honesty. But I would have to say, if that is the case, contractually, obligations are important. And if we're going to put our word out there and sign paperwork to say we're putting our word out there, then we need to put our word out there. So I would follow this one.
I like what Sedona Parra said. She says, I like that Kevin Samuel guy. He makes himself the authority on dating Black women. Okay, so I guess anybody can create a hashtag. I'm not saying yes or no. Anybody can create a hashtag and say, I'm an authority. I'm not even use the words an authority. I'm going to tell you how to land a Haitian man that makes six figures. And what's my background? Who am I to say this? And I guess, like Judge Vivian said, if I get so many followers, so-and-so is going to advertise with me, Geritol or whatever, Viagra. Somebody's going to advertise with me because I'm talking about how to get men. Okay. And then someone else, JC, oh, sorry.
Wait a minute. I got to go look that
up. Okay. So all of a sudden I become somebody. And then what is my ethical standard? What is my moral platform? So I'm just some that you follow. I don't know. And Judge Vivian made me aware that I do things like that. I can sit and all day watch Law and Order. However, I'm not dreaming, hoping, spending my time in Instagram, Facebook, all consumed with this to the point that I'm devastated if something does or does not happen, because I have somewhat of a real life.
The shade. She decided to start season 2 off with bass.
I'm on fire tonight. I'm on fire. Yes, I'm on fire.
I need to do a hair flip with that shit.
Yeah, I just don't know ethically, professionally, where we're going with anything. Lawyers, mothers.
Well, that kind of segues us into our next topic. Attorney Tammy Allison, she is dubbed the pardon attorney, who just hit the shade room, and we all know what the shade room is. She just hit the shade room because she posted a video where, and for those of you who don't know, this is her. She posted a video of herself talking about Tory Lanez. For those that don't know Tory Lanez, my beautiful older generation.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hey, represent.
For those who don't know Tory Lanez, he's a famous rapper that became extremely popular during the Meg the Stallion incident, where it was alleged that he shot her in the feet. Actually, I'm not. And there's a whole debacle of why she didn't tell the police why she did or didn't. He wrote some songs about her, and I'm just saying, if you write music about me, and so you making me more popular because now more people get to hear my name. And so things, went down with them. Apparently, though, he may have some other legal woes. And Miss Allison took it upon herself, because I don't believe, from my quick research, which I didn't get a lot of chance to do, largely because I just got this like right before we came on, guys. So I did it as I could in a very short period of time. She decided to make a post about him being, I believe, a little
Yeah.
and basically air his, it's public information that she talked about, but she looked up his court case and then she put it on her social media. And there are two sides that people are like, ooh, I think this is shady. The shade. And then there's a lot of people who are like, an attorney did this? Is this ethical? What you think, Judge?
Well,
give me thoughts.
It depends on who. I hate this. Just who you're asking, what generation, almost what race, what profession, what age group, what working at home or not working at home, whether it's professional. Different people say different things. Some people expect me as a sitting judge to be who I am. I can't be who I am on that bench because I have to be cookie cutter. We can't be so individualized. You shouldn't focus on my personality. You should focus on the law and the words that are out of my mouth, not the way I say it, not my hair, not my earrings, not my heels. You should focus on the law. So professional in one arena is not professional in another arena. Would you all think it's okay? Probably. Do I think it's a no-no? Yes, indeed. Do I think it's beyond the professional bounds? Right. There's no purpose served in that than to just make somebody look bad. I mean, and why? Do you conduct yourself like that in court? Do you conduct yourself like that in your personal life? Is that moral for you? Maybe not. Is that making money? But like I told Judge Vivian, all money ain't good money. All money ain't good money. So I said that in the context of, the rappers rapping female talking the crap that they talk. Anyway, but
I like Meg, Judge. I'm just saying. Anyways, another topic for another time. I'm a little like in the middle, and the biggest reason why I'm in the middle is because it's public information that she put out. Like it wasn't like no one could not go and do it. However, her being of a legal authority has more knowledge of how to do it. And then she kind of explained a little bit of it, or of what the little things meant that I think people without the professionalism of the profession would know or understand. And for me, it's a fine line, largely because even though it's public information and it's public stuff that was being talked about, it's a little. I just think, what would your clients think? Like, would your clients think now, hey, I don't like I don't like what she did, so maybe the clients wouldn't. Maybe if she'll talk about this guy that she don't even know, and I'm not, and I don't. And once again, I don't know if she has any, and I don't believe that she does have any connection to the case in that respect. Then what would she say about me, a person she does know? Now, do I think that she would go that far to divulge information that would make her lose her license? I doubt it highly. I'm just going to say that we like our licenses. We're 2%ers. We're not trying to get anybody in trouble necessarily, but is it a little messy?
Well, I'm thinking now. I'm thinking, aren't newscasters a little messy? What do I care about? Jesse Jackson has contacted COVID and he's never had breathing problems before, but he has breathing problems now. Why? I can't help him. I don't know him. I mean, I know him, but why are you sharing that information? So maybe the way she said it, if she would have said, girl, you know what? Jesse Jackson done contacted COVID. Yeah. As opposed to the newscaster, white female, all dressed up and hair all coiffed, and said, we just found out that Jesse Jackson has contacted COVID. He's fine now after 8 days in the hospital. We'll pray for him. I don't know. Is it the way she said it, how she said it, the media the platform that she used? I don't know. I think it was messy. I liked Miss Sidonia's word, messy.
I said messy because I agree with you. I'm being honest. There are a lot of times when I watch the news and I see those things on the news, and I'm just like, news. I ain't got time for that. Could y'all bring us the news? Like, I want to know if it's gonna rain tomorrow. But I can also say that you have some. You're right. Newscasters do this. Other people do this, and we don't consider it messy and or shady. So, is it because she's an attorney that we took that approach? If this was anybody else, would we think of the messiness as deeply as we think of it? We'll say it's messy because we know gossip is gossip. Let's be honest.
Well, I love what you just said. This is the thing that we face as Black female attorney. We face it with each other. We face it with ourselves. We face it when we're helping our sisters or hurting our sisters. We face this all the time. Everybody can't say everything the same way, same time. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I can't walk into court and do what I want to do as a Black female, and Attorney Williams can't either. I don't know if it's good or bad, but it is what it is. Societies are ready for some things they're not. Some things I think society is pushing too fast, like this Karen Civil, she's an influencer. What does that mean? I think everything needs to slow down just a little bit. We need to revamp, retrain, and rethink where we are as society. Where are we going? How much worse it's going to get before we pull in the reins and say, this is not good. We don't want attorneys to act this way. Right now, it's kind of everything goes. I mean, it's just everything.
So that begs the question from our jurors: Are we saying she's messy, guilty, not guilty? Like, what's your thoughts? I see Sidoni left. It's because she is female. Connie Chung used to do that. Oh, you know what she did? And was she not the host of Big Brother? And she got demoted, and her career was effectively ended because of it. I think you have a point there. We have seen it as the same way. If that is interesting.
That is
because
that.
She was a journalist that got in trouble for her messiness, and I'm sorry that she was not over Big Brother, but she was married to Maury, and that's what my brain went.
Maury.
That's a good point, Sidoni. That's a good point. Jurors, sound off. Tell us what you're thinking.
Well, we know there's a certain segment of society that still kind of rules the world, controls kind of the standard of how we act and what's good or what's bad. We know that. We shouldn't accept that, but maybe we are moving too fast in the wrong direction. We want you to accept this, but should we be acting like this? Should an attorney be coming on like a gum smacking girl? What's up? So-and-so didn't turn himself in. I don't know. Do we want to go that far? I don't know. The whole standard is reset. And Attorney Vivian and I were talking when we first started the show. When I was starting law school, it was always a solid jacket and a single pearl necklace and hair pulled back and nails all coiffed. Now y'all walking to church.
I went in like this. because I had
You got that right. Y'all got necklaces, y'all got weave, y'all got hair, you got earrings, you got makeup, you got attitude. Not us. It was a single pearl necklace. Is it too much too fast? I don't know.
That's kind of the question too. Cinda Williams says the question is, would she like the same thing if it were done to her? That's kind of where my mind was going a little bit too. Like the thoughts of how it would maybe make her feel if someone decided to be messy on her life as well. I mean, it's that fine line. Like I said, and personally, as an attorney, I don't believe it's something that I would do. Largely because, as Sidoni mentioned, being female, being Black, already being told we're too passionate when we speak up too loudly or fun things like that makes it already difficult in this race. And like I said, we're literally only 2% of the legal population. So I just think that it was a little touchy. And let's be honest, I believe that it had some shade to it and it may have some messiness to it. Why? Because it landed her on the Shade Room, which is the messy platform. The Shade Room is meant to be messy. That's the entire point of the existence of the Shade Room.
I love Sidoni's comment. Attorneys should be setting the stage regardless of where they are now. I'm going to start some controversy. Setting the stage how? When I was the only Black judge on the bench, what stage should I be setting? Should I be setting the hair stage, the makeup stage, because we are different. I don't know. So I should be setting the standard. What standard? The standard of female lawyers before me, female judges before me. I'm not a white female. I can't be a white female. I don't want to be a white female. So I can't act like a white female. Should I act like a white female? What is the standard that I should be setting? And I'm not saying Sidonia is wrong or right, but that's a very good question. I should be setting a standard. What is it?
That's true. That's true. We are nearing our end, guys. And I know we left on a cliffhanger. I'm going to go with the fact that it landed her on the Shade Room does make it a little messy because the Shade Room is meant to be for messiness. Let's face it. And I'm going to say it has been a pleasure. Jurors, leave us all your comments, like, share. We are now on YouTube. People keep asking me to come on YouTube. So we are on YouTube as well. Like our page on Facebook, share our page on Facebook. It has been great. I have really enjoyed this. I hope you guys go back and play back and share with your friends. And to add on to our new format, our last segment of the night is our positive note LawTurner. And so for our positive note LawTurner, as we're calling it, y'all don't take that because LawTurner is in the pre-trademark process. Don't test me, I'm a trademark.
Guns are locked and loaded. She ready. She ready.
Already got as the law turns.
And LawTurner, there you go.
So yeah, don't test it. Anywho, that being said, our LawTurner of the night. Thanks, Sidoni. We're glad to be back.
Yes.
Our LawTurner of the night is going to Tokyo Jetz. Once again, another person that the judge is not as familiar with. I put her all her P's and Q's tonight. Tokyo Jetz, a famous rapper, young and up and coming rapper, was accidentally texted by a single mom who was asking for some diapers and some formula, if I'm not mistaken. She needed some help. Tokyo Jetz asked her some more questions, and just kind of got into a good conversation with this young mom. It just so happened she really did need help, and Tokyo Jetz came to the rescue, sending her diapers, formula, and among other things. And I thought that was such a beautiful thing. You don't often hear people giving to people, especially from something just accidental like that. So even though it's not legally based, we were talking about rappers and fun things tonight. So I figured, hey, why not? Tokyo Jetz is going to be our positive note LawTurner. We are so excited that you guys joined us tonight. We are excited to be doing this. Our format's gonna change up a little bit, so y'all gonna have to be here or be square.
Every week, correct? Every week, every Thursday.
Every Thursday now. Every single Thursday. Hey. I'm gonna use be fair. What they say, be here, be there, or be square.
Be there, or be square.
I took something old. That was shady.
And she looks at me when she says
I was
that.
being shady. Hold up.
Let me put my shades on. Be square. Be there or be square.
We have enjoyed our time on As the Law Turns. Check us out next Thursday. Get your questions together. Tell all your friends. If you're not here, then you can't complain that you didn't see us. That's it. All right. Bye, guys.
All right. Thank you so much. Bye.